Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I just wanted to show you this Claret Jug that I purchased in the auction hall recently. I did show it briefly in the prior video. I thought it's a pretty nice example, a very nice example actually, of a sterling silver mounted Claret Jug. You kind of have this typically Victorian style, kind of ornate, repousse, if I'm pronouncing it right, decoration here. Not sure if that's meant to be a cartouche. It's slightly on an angle, but anyway, we have all the hallmarks. There's a T that corresponds to 1893, Birmingham man car, the line for sterling silver, and we have MJJ, which is Matthew John Jessup, and there's actually two other letters next to it, a separate stamp, I'm not quite sure, might be Enco or something like that I think. And quite a solid handle, not sure what's inside here or if it's even hollow, but a pretty solid handle. The hinge is in good order, which is testament to the person who made the mount after all those years. There was a bit of damage to the spout on this side here. It was just caved in a bit, and I took some flat jawed pliers and just straightened that out. There's just the tiniest little tear. I did sand it to remove a bit of a burr and then just repolished it. Came out really well. It was kind of dirty when I bought it, not terribly dirty, but you know, crystal looks so much better when it's absolutely pristinely clean. And there was like silver polish in the cutting and a bit of tarnish on the handle and so on. So it looks like $1 million now, at least I hope you agree. And I would say the cutting is of a higher grade than the mount, and I really can't get over this sort of center panel here, and this sort of bordered by this sort of vaulted border here, and we have I don't know what you really call it, but sort of a central star. Then we have some sort of more hobnail like stars, and I don't know, like a inverted fan I suppose here, and it's all pretty amazing. There's actually like 3 of those central stars on top of each other, almost like a gothic element to it there. And look at this. This is like the hobnail cutting. I'm using the terminology of the antiques. What's it called? I Love Decanters. I Love Decanters channel. Yeah, so they're little, really fine hobnails. They're also like pointy little diamonds. And then over here we have bigger hobnails. And a bit of an optical illusion, because as I was thinking about how to describe my piece, I was just sort of running my fingers through the cutting, and I thought these were cuts. But this is actually convex, not concave. So it's protruding out. There's a groove on the right side and a groove on the left here. And it looks like it's one big groove on the inside. Yeah, so an interesting sort of feature there. A little bit of paneling around the shoulder, and these horizontal, quite narrow cuts just forming a bit of a collar, and a few little notches above there. And we have another panel on the back, and I think it was a star cut base here, with a decent amount of wear. I thought it was misted. I actually think it might be just a little misted right on the inner corner, but I don't mind misting right on the base because you really don't notice it when the item is on display. I'd say it probably holds at most 700 mils. I suspect a little bit less than that. I'll have to measure that, so it might be just under the capacity of a standard grog bottle. Yeah, a lovely late Victorian cut crystal decanter. I've seen a small number of these come through my local auction house. I'd say this is the best one, if I may say so, especially in terms of the cutting. You really can't beat that, can you? Absolutely extraordinary. You think about the work that's gone into this, and it's all very precisely executed. Really extraordinary. And as I said, I paid just under $300 Australian for this piece. I'll turn the light off the base so you can see it in its natural light there. And it's certainly worth considerably more than that. Don't really want to sell it, but you know, I'm in the business to make money with this stuff, so we'll have to let this one go. Just thought I'd at least get a video out of it. So that's it. Thanks for watching.